Hello, this is John Jughead Pearson with the Punk Rock Idiot's Guide to Hiking and or Getting Lost, episode 2. This time I went to the Takatori Mountain where I explored the Takatori Castle and a few other cool things that showed up. So I'll just launch right into it. First, I'll say that, yeah, I actually meant to take the train. Wasn't very difficult at first, but they have this thing called it's called what is it called? The Blue Lightning? The Blue Symphony. It's a special train that leaves out of the station that I was at that you can take and it has sort of antique looking um, quality to it, and there's these, uh, each chair has a lamp. Well, actually, I got on the train, and some a Japanese family walked over to where I was sitting, and they just said no, 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 because I was sitting in their seat, and I was like, oh, gomen nasai, but they were just like, no, no. Uh, so I got up. I guess what I thought about there is that it's really extreme how polite and then how nasty the Japanese can get in situations like that. But I guess that's normal for everybody. But today it really hit me that he was just. I think sometimes it's the fear that they don't want to have to talk to anybody who's going to speak another language. Um, that's it. So I eventually had to wait another 20 minutes to get onto the cheapo train, which was 710 yen, which is basically $7.10. So here we are at Takatori Mountain.
So this behind me is the first sign to start the path up to the Japanese castle wall. It's supposed to be the oldest castle wall in Japan. So I'm going to take a look up there. That's the first sign. I think this is going to be a really hot walk today. I might have overdressed. I got my cool yuppie plaid pants on. I got this one out of a guide. I'll probably put that in the link because this guy or woman or a group of people are some of the best directions for hikes across Japan. So here we go. This was an immediately quick detour, I think. Sometimes it's hard to tell which way you're going when you're still on the roads and the signs are in kanji, but I thought this was a beautiful view, so I thought I'd give that to you. Turns out that view that I just showed you actually could be the right way. Uh, I think I just went into backyards of people's houses, but I took some cool pictures though. So I'm hoping this is the right way. After a few missteps, I think I'm headed in the right direction now. Uh, there's a sign that it said to follow that had 150 meters on it. It said it was pointing straight, but it was actually pointing to the right, so I took that road, and that's where I took that beautiful shot of the hills, and I took some pictures. And then I went back to a route even before that, and it was actually supposed to go straight. And that's where we saw that windmill that I took some pictures of. Now this is the path leading into the forest it talked about, and obviously this is a forest. Okay, right now we are at Sozenji Temple. It's a little sidetrack to the right of the hike. It says to go here and see about 100 different statues scattered behind the temple. So I'm gonna walk up these steps and see where it leads me. It's a nice little side path there. I love moss too. There's so much beautiful bright green moss here in Japan, similar to Ireland. It's probably because, countries that have small islands tend to just have a lot of greenery. A lot of rain, a lot of trees. Oh, walking around the back. Oh, this is kind of beautiful. There's just a bunch of little gravestones and statues along here. Oh, it's really beautiful. Yeah. I'm gonna go up a little bit more. I don't want to get too late and, have to hike down when it's night again, because I didn't really start as soon as I wanted to, but I did start earlier than normal. I left the house at 9 and got here by 11. Oh, beautiful. And this just keeps going up and up the side of this hill. I think I'm gonna take some pictures, then head back to the main route. Alright, so I went to the Senjo temple with the statues behind, and now heading up the mountain on this very nice wooden planked path that's going to lead up pretty far. So we'll see you somewhere up there. Oh, just got my water. So this has been about a half an hour up this road so far, and I just want to show you that behind me, can you see it? Oh, they might have turned. Oh yeah, they're there. There's two guys, two Japanese fellas around in their 60s or 70s that have been, they were in back of me, now they're in front of me. It's pretty amazing how much of the older culture here in Japan hike all the time. I just saw like a 90-year-old lady passing me down the opposite way with two mountain sticks in her hand, so it's pretty cool. One other thing about climbing these steps is that you'll see that some of them are, big steps, and I get used to actually leading with my left foot, and then I have to remind myself to actually take a few steps and lead with right and left, so you can actually get more momentum going. Also, sometimes the actual side of the path, not so much here, but sometimes the side is actually easier to scale up and down. You'll see that some are well-worn paths on the side, but they could be slipperier, so just be careful. This right here looks like a varying from the path. We never see smaller numbers like 120 meters. Kind of means there's something up that way, but this is the path. I might try actually go see what's down here at 120 meters. I haven't been really looking at the hiking guide, because a lot of this is pretty much a given as to what to do. But this is a little bit dangerous on the side of the cliff here. Now I need to find out where this goes. I don't know. Oh, look at this. It's winding up a little path area here. Oh, it's just going to the other side. It's a little bit dangerous. I don't think I'll head up that way. Let me see if the hiking directions say anything. The hiking site that I checked said that they didn't check out that little area either. I followed it up a little bit, and the path was just getting smaller and smaller and a little scarier and slipperier, and it was turning into a little bit of a river, so the path was wet. So I didn't go up it either. So, well, there you have it. Some things have to be left unexplored. Now here's a cool little area. I think it's off the side path. There's a monkey statue back there that's really cool. I think that's the way we have to go. But I wanted to come down here. You see that we're right by this sort of, you know, rivery thing here. And then if you look there, there's the old castle wall, one of the old castle walls, probably about 1,000 years old. There's a pathway that's leading up there too. So I think I'll take a little bit of a hike up this little side path here. And see what we got up these stairs. I'm using the wrong side of the camera this time, but kind of like it. I could probably just adhere it to my forehead. There's some more castle wall. I think you're looking at it. I can't tell because I can't see where this is pointing. These are steep steps. And once again, I don't know where this path goes, but I'll follow it for a little while until it seems like might just be a little rocky road path. Yeah, I'm gonna consult the guide again. Guide time. Now here's this monkey statue that goes towards Asuka, which is in one of the old burying grounds of ancient Japan. Now the directions said to not go this way, to ignore that, but that because it goes to Asuka. But then I don't really see the path that I should go, because that's back where we came. The one pointing to the right is where we just came from, and this one just says 760 meters, which isn't very far. So I'm going to do a little bit more looking at directions and see which one of these kanji. That might be it. That sign there has that little castle-y thing on it, so that actually might be the way to go. Turns out those directions were better than I thought, so once again, the thing that I think is a side path is actually the path. That road by the monkey statue does go to Asuka, which is a beautiful place. I suggest going there. I might try to go back there again and video that. But now we are heading up this path, which is brightly lit by the sun. Mabushi, which means bright or shiny. Well, I could tell I'm up pretty high now because I can feel a little lightheadedness. And breathing's a little bit more difficult, but it's no Fuji, so it's not high. But I could just tell the difference, especially since I'm a little out of shape from climbing or hiking. I don't really care for climbing much. I enjoy the peacefulness of hiking and a little bit of danger. But as you see now, we're no longer on the steps. We're on more even ground, which seems more like foresty area. I saw a bunch of elderly hitchhikers, about 10 of them, one group heading down the other way. So people must also come from the other way or go up this way and back down this way. I think my hiking directions has me coming down a different direction and why it probably takes longer. I think we're reaching some thing because there's a sign there. It's really pretty. There's a lot of the castle wall that winds up. Oh wow! Ooh, there's a spider. Look at that. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Wow. Ooh, spiders. Oh, there's a lot more bugs up here too. Probably because of the even ground. Don't know. Oh yeah, here's some really cool castle walls coming up here. Let's go up the whole mountain. Oh, this is cool. Going through this little pathway. There's a lot more directions going on. I'm going to have to look in to see which way I'm supposed to go. Of course, there's a path that way. Big old sign right here. I'll probably take a picture of that. Number 3. I'm at number 3 station, I guess. Yeah, there's stuff down that way. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go, but I'm going to go up through this castle area right here. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at all those big stones. kanji for this area. I'm going to be a little bit more quiet now that I'm here. It's maybe a more sacred area. Well, it's a castle. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Oh, really cool castle walls all around. Okay, I'm going to take a break from here to look around. Yeah, it looks like we're at maybe the top of the mountain area. This is here. There's a little park up at the top where there's another Abe Pagoda. That's what I now refer to them as, since I made that mistake last time and called it a pagoda. Oh, it's nice. It's a nice park area. Nice tree up here. Rather deserted. There were a few people coming down. Looks like I'm about to head over to some kind of view. Oh yeah. Oh, we got some view over there. And I'm probably gonna, see, look at that. I can't really, that's nice, it's pretty. I'm going to do a pan of this area for you, and then maybe study the guide a little bit so I know where I am, and then maybe take some pictures. There we go, there's my pagoda. Hello, I'm a bear. I'm carved out of wood. Hi, I'm a castle. I'm also carved out of wood. These are some really cool, big old castle walls. I was reading the rest of the hiking directions, and they were really confusing. So I'm going to rely on my ability to fuck up and fumble through things when I come back down. But I think I might be at the peak of the castle walls here. I don't know what that bear, hopefully there's not a bear in here. I think there probably would have been like a sign that said Abunai, or danger, or maybe, you know, a bear with a little cross in his head, but nothing like that. So just gonna keep following this path upwards and see where it leads me. Oh, these walls are so fucking cool. Look at that, they're just everywhere. Oh, I'm gonna be quiet now because there's someone contemplating the walls up here. Maybe I'll go up this little area here. Oh yeah, see, here's a little danger area right there. So this is just, well, it was probably, of course, part of the castle. Maybe the latrine of the gods. No, I don't know. Keep wandering around. Just videoing myself being lost at this pass here. I took that video of that map before, but not quite sure which way I'm supposed to go according to the hike. Don't even know. Been looking at a lot of these kanji, and I don't see the one that I'm supposed to be following. This one says 2.3 kilometers, but I don't know what that kanji is. Well, we'll find out. Well, I found the way to go. Supposedly this is Hachiman Jinja, which is where I'm headed, and then eventually I will be to this temple right here that has the little cross in it. So I'm going to just follow this direction down this path. I think I found my way. I think I figured out some of that fucking kanji. Fucking kanji. I just wanted the directions did point out this wooden staircase, so I know I'm going the right way. But what I really wanted to show you was what we'll turn around here to see, which you'll see a lot of this in Japan. That look, they built stairs around the trees. You'll also often find this with little shrines, neighborhood shrines, and often with trees too, where they just build around them. That's part of the Shinto religion of respecting the land, the environment, the trees. It's actually quite frequent, but every time I see it, I love it. Okay, can I turn this around while I'm recording? No, I don't think I can. Okay, so now I'm descending downwards. Now that I discover where I'm going, Hachiman Jinja is a sort of a side temple. I said you have to climb back up for a little bit, but I am now heading down. So we reached the highest point. Definitely the hike is not done. Look, this is not the right way. This is a dead end by a big old tower here, radar. So I guess I have to go back. That was strange. Well, you know, that's why this is a punk rock idiot's guide and not a punk rock's professional guide to hiking and or getting lost. Maybe I'm a professional at getting lost. The jury is still out on that one. It was the right way. I just missed this sign right here, that right past this little area where we were before. And now I'm going to head from this sign, what it says, down this, which looks more like a scary mountain hiking path. Well, here we go. I'm not going to do it backwards, so I'm going to turn this off. Okay, this is a crossroads as to not miss some beautiful things. They said I came down this way, so I was facing this way. I think most people probably come up from the other direction that are hiking, but since we went to the part near the castle first, so I come to this sign and it says, so that's where we came from. And then these two are kind of the same. Look at that. Well, not kind of. That is exactly the same. And part of this top part of it, right here, is also in here. So there's just a little bit added inside here, and I don't know which. See, that's a wow. Zooming up to that face. Hello, John. Hello, friends of John. Welcome to Japan. Cool guys. These are super fucking old. Yep, right that. Right into the side of a mountain. Yes, I'm right in the side of the mountain for my whole life. I don't know why I sound a little Indian. Maybe because of the Buddhist influence. Goodbye, faces in the side of a mountain. Goodbye, John and his friends watching this video. Okay, I haven't like pre-looked at this. I just took a glance, but I think you're gonna have to check out this fucking shit. So I turned the camera on. I think that's the way we'll go back down. Yes, and that's where we just were, at my friends in the side of the mountain. And we come over here. Oh, jeez. Oh, this is kind of a dangerous little, it's not even really a path. But let's get up here. Look at me climbing with my feet. And there's some more of my little friends in the side of the cliff. This is more of a respectful area, I think. Oh, look, I can Maybe one of you guys can do something with that and learn something. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Goodbye, peaceful soldier figurines in the forest, waiting for Karen Black. Goodbye, sculptures in the side of the rock, been there for thousands of years, or 1,000 years, or 800, I should probably look that up instead of just saying it's 1,000 years. So now I will go down this way, this sign telling me to go down there if I only had a brain. Wow, it's 3 p.m. and I think I'm losing my mind. Okay, this is a good hike. So apparently if you come down after visiting the Peaceful Soldiers run by Karen Black and the sculpture Friends in the Walls, if you get hurt, supposedly 2 bunny rabbits come and help you, and they bring their wounded friends with. This little guy over here is on fire. That sucks. That deer who's had her appendix out, and this little pink animal that doesn't really exist in nature, even in Japan, has a bandaged diaper and a crutch. So maybe the bunnies don't know what they're doing, but they got very serious faces. I learned the word for serious the other day, which is shinkoku. Shinkoku no kao, which means a serious face. Serious, shinkoku. No, that's of. That tells you that there's an adjective just had and the noun is coming. Kao, meaning face. Shinkoku kao. Shinkoku no kao. So very serious faces on these bunnies. So just after the bunny paramedic sign, you're on basically a regular road, a 2-car road, 2 lanes. And this is where we go to, I think, the last attraction on this trip, and then I will scale back down. So this is boring, but a sign that I'm still amongst the living. All right, well, let me have it up until this little corner here. Looks like there might be some view over here. What do we got over here? Yeah, there's some nature going on over here. Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice little view of, oh, that must be the temple slash shrine we're going to. I'll have to look it up, see. Yeah, there it is. Okay, we'll be there in a minute. Alright, so here we are at Tsubosaka temple, which has a 10-meter tall Buddha, which you can see right there. It kind of looks like it's in a prison, because look at this barbed wire fencing around here. I think I'm supposed to take this little path on the side right there, because this obviously is closed off, so I can't go in there. So here's a nice made to look wooden plastic fence. So I'm going to go down here and see if this leads me to the temple of Syrinx. I think I like this temple. It's very new, but I think what's kind of cool about this trip so far is that it's the mixture of some fucking old shit, like the let's take the swears out of that, like the amazing ancient castle walls and the figurines in the walls, and this, stone here, which is obviously very old, contrasted with the very new arrangement of this temple. All of the statues and Buddhas look like they're brand spanking new. I don't know how old this temple is. I might look that up. But see, and then you have really, really ridiculously old ones like that here. And the bibs around are actually for, people do that for children that have died young, in remembrance of them. Well, yes, children who have died. I guess all children are young. And this is a pretty cool, carved into the side of this wall here. Yeah, but a lot of this is, yeah, definitely very, very new looking. I thought I was taking a picture, but why not just say that this is probably the amazing time of year to visit this temple and to take the hike. Right now it is September 19th. Um, it's just everything is so green, it contrasts really well with the gray uh, shrines and I think families can donate this to, because it's good graces for them with the gods to have their family name in the shrines. I'm going to walk up this area a little bit more. Well, I'm leaving the temple grounds now, and that was an unexpected nice treat for this place. So I'm going to head down these stairs, and goodbye gatekeeper and keymaster. And now I guess there's half an hour walk back down. You could take a bus, but I never do that. And I don't know, I find the buses difficult. I always have a hard time trying to figure out how to get on and where to go to. But I think this is going to be a beautiful walk back down, and of course I started earlier today, so I actually can not worry about it getting too dark. It's supposed to get dark at 6, and right now it's 4. Well, that was all kind of cool. And now I went to it said to go to the left of the bus stop, and then there's a path you can meander down for about a half hour. That was a fairly peaceful experience for me, so I may not check in as much on the way down. There's some nice mountain view that way. I'm going to take this path down the stairs, actual stairs with a... So maybe goodbye, or if I see something interesting, I'll check it again. But I think I'm going to have a little peacefulness right now.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That's maybe a little bit longer one, but I had a really good, fun hike. So I'm going to clarify a few things, and in maybe no particular order. I talked about the wrong train. I already did that. Um, the whole hike took me about 5 hours. The site that I was looking at, which I will probably, let's see if I have it here, but I will have it in the directions. Yeah, it's called Hiking in Japan. It's a really great site on WordPress that I've used quite a lot. So I'm going to put that in the comments below because I haven't figured out how to put them on the screen yet. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. The other one is I say the latrine of the gods, but really what I meant was the devil's latrine, which is actually 16th or 6th century, they think, cement figurine that's in Asuka, which is right near where I was hiking. And sometimes it's called the Devil's Privy, which also means latrine. But it kind of just like a big cement block. But they think that, or the legend is that the devil had this cutting board where he would slice people up on this hill, and then his latrine was down in this area. So that's what I'm referring to there. Also, I make a lot of my footage didn't work. I think I had too much, too many videos on my iPhone, and it didn't record all of them. So there's some moments that I think that are lost. And there's one where I'm talking about Karen Black, who I talk about who has passed away, and it's in reference to all those figurines in the middle of the forest. And I was talking about how they reminded me of the figurine in the movie Trilogy of Horror, where Karen Black basically becomes this devil after she is attacked by this little figurine that loses its charm. I think it falls off or something. Some part of its clothing or charm falls off, and it comes alive. It comes alive. So that's what I'm referring to when I talk about Karen Black. Um, I asked how old the figurines are. I'm not sure, but if Asuka is back to the 6th century, I think maybe those figurines, they're called Arhat Buddhas that are carved into the side of the rock, and I think that might be back to the 6th century, but maybe not that old. Um, what else? Um, uh, that's all the things I think I need to fill in. Afterwards, I tried to find this thing called the Mysterious Head, which was in the town where the train station was, the Takatori station there. Um, and I never found it, but I ended up in these really cool sort of rice fields, and that's what you see at that last shot. So that was my second hiking, and this is John Jughead Pearson signing off from Punk Rocks. Punk Rock. I'm tired. That was actually quite a hike. A punk rock idiot's guide to hiking and or getting lost. Thank you. Goodbye.